Do you think Graham Potter is complacent?
I think having that safety net, the public safety net of long-term project results aren't important right now. We just want to see progress. It definitely breeds that sense of complacency. But just a few comments. So obviously Southampton, terrible result, backed by a pretty woeful performance. The second half, I did see a response. Sterling should have scored. We should have scored a couple more. We didn't. Southampton, as soon as they got that free kick, we all knew Ward-Prowse was going to score. It was just another day where we made some baby steps, progress against Dortmund, played well. Most neutrals I spoke to said Chelsea came out with respect after that game. They lost. Dortmund were clinical. We weren't. Again, goal line clearance, blah, blah, blah. But progress against Dortmund, go get a win against Saints, and all things are well. We go and lose to the team that couldn't keep a clean sheet except for once, and we don't score again. Naturally, the fan base is enraged. I'm enraged. We're all angry as Chelsea fans. As Chelsea fans, we're all very angry, mate. I was peaking. 4 a.m. Sunday morning, I was on fire, mate. My head was going to explode. But anyway, Potter out. That's the cause. Everybody says it's enough now. This is unacceptable. For me, it's a difficult one because for so long, I've been promoting stability. I've been promoting patience. Long-term, get it right. Don't just hire and fire. The Roman days are gone. But the idea of just backing something without getting the progress behind it is difficult to keep absorbing. I stand by the comment of I don't care necessarily where we finish, provided we don't relegate, of course, but results aren't as important provided I see a clear identity in some sense of progress. If we don't get the latter part and the former part is bad, why are you keeping someone on board? So for me, look, I don't want to be reactionary and say 1 minute I'm Potter in and 1 minute Potter out. I'm not definitive like that. You know that. I'm very patient. But the reality is, I think even though the board and all these journalists come out and say Potter's safe, blah, 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 if it keeps going the way it's going and we're not seeing any progress with all the money that's been invested, I do say that the new owners will be tested. Their patience and resolve will be tested, and rightfully so, because at the end of the day, you can't just go in there in a club like Chelsea. And like you said, Scott, these press conferences, the players, they're walking out, it's all very casual. There doesn't seem to be a sense of urgency, a sense of passion. Nobody's saying you have to come out and be Jose Mourinho or Tuchel or Conte. Nobody said that. But what you do expect is that you feel the frustration of the fan base. Don't come out after the game and say things like,
that's life.
That's life, or people think that I'm part of the problem. Well, buddy, of course you're part of the problem, because at the moment you're clearly not part of the solution. So you must be part of the problem. You were brought in squarely to be the major part of the solution, and things are going pear-shaped. So when you come out and say things like that, rightly or wrongly, you enrage the fan base. So for me, look, I could go on about this all night. This is not a Chelsea show. This is one angry Chelsea fan, but it's not full panic stations just yet, because look, what happens if we go home, we go now and we go beat Dortmund and we go and beat Tottenham? All of a sudden, oh yeah, Potter, now I can see progress. You know what I mean? So for me, it's not as committed. I know what you're saying, but to me, the narrative can change very quickly is all I'm saying.